problem to hold you, tongue stroke you, please you like I'm supposed to, touch spots that ain't ever been touched, and I won't stop till both these squirrels get they nuts. Hey, you know it's good when we freakin', king size squeaking after I ease in. If you was with me, baby, 24/7, best believe that every single day would be a sweet day. Girl, you sweeter than a cheesecake. If you want beef, prophecy will be a beefcake. I make love to you till you fall asleep, leave you with sweet dreams between the sheets.
This was the night before that night. I was born on that day, but not last night. Once upon a time, I had my cash right. Plug called, he ain't act right. I'm far from a slow nigga in this fast life. Pulled up, I got low, hit the black light. Once upon a time, slimy niggas catch a bad night. Went back.
What's good, everybody? It's your man, Big Dom, coming live at you, another TruPlayaz podcast with my brother, JoeyG. A little bit late in the night, but we just had to come and do a podcast, touch base with you, touch base with everybody, and see how everybody's doing. JoeyG, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, you know what it is. Your co-host, JoeyG, host of Beer Combo and Family, here doing the big on the TruPlayaz podcast once again. Just great to be back.
Absolutely. It's great to have JoeyG on the platform right now, and we're going to talk about some good things. But before we get to the topic of the day, topic of this podcast, I want to speak about the NBA Finals. It's going to start tomorrow night. Golden State Warriors, Boston Celtics. I know that I know a lot of Golden State Warriors fans out there are happy to see their team back in the NBA Finals. After 2 years, they haven't been in the NBA Finals, taking on the Boston Celtics. Which, you know, all due respect to everybody, all due respect for your Miami Heat fans, the Boston Celtics was the better team in that series. It did go 7 games the way it's supposed to be because, you know, Jimmy Butler's a beast. You got Bam Adebayo was a beast. But, the thing is, too, though, I must say, the injuries caught up with the Miami Heat in the East Conference Finals, which did not help them advance. I think Jimmy Butler still needs more help with the Miami Heat. He needs another scorer. He needs another playmaker up in that team to help make his job a whole lot easier. Okay. And like I said, shout out to Jason Tatum, Brown, who played a hell of a series. Boston deserved to be in the NBA Finals. They beat the Brooklyn Nets. They beat the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks. They beat the Miami Heat in 7 games. If anybody is primed to win a championship this year, it's the Boston Celtics. And I just think that the Boston Celtics give the Golden State Warriors a much more better matchup as far as guys who are athletic, who play some great defense, who could run around and chase Steph Curry around, run around and chase around Klay Thompson all around the court. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that series starts. Like I said, it starts tomorrow. I'm probably going to do more in-depth preview tomorrow, but that podcast will be an audio. So don't expect it to be a video. It's going to be an quick audio podcast. But definitely, we're gonna go to my subject. This is my subject because this subject has fell off about this particular subject, which is the power of attraction. It's not about relationships between a man and a woman or a man or it's not about relationships. It's not as far as romantically speaking. It's more as if you're trying to make a new friend or you're trying to get a new business partner, things like that. I just came up with great training tonight of that, and the person who was doing the presentation, she had such great energy. Every time I hear her speak, her energy is excellent. Makes you want to go above and beyond, and sometimes that may be enough for you to step your game up and take you to a next level as far as how you're doing things. And shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? It's always a blessing to hear her speak during training. I learned a lot. I realized that when people are around me, and I learned that I can't be all scowl face looking, all the time. I gotta have a little smile on my face and be more inviting to people. So, what do you think about that?
I mean, I've been known just to carry one of those mean mugs most of the time. I don't know if it's a New York thing or the way we were raised growing up, where laughter was just it was secondary. It wasn't something you wear on your sleeves. If you were happy, you kept that to yourself. Uh, I think it's something to do with that. But when you're dealing with people in the public and you're actually networking with people, a good rule of thumb is to carry a face that says, "Hey, I'm willing to talk to you." A smile is always warranted. It's inviting to people. It is. It brings people in closer to you. That makes them maybe want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Having a scowl, maybe people like maybe he doesn't want to be bothered. I don't know if I can approach him. He doesn't look approachable. I've been so yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Definitely. But know what it is too. It's just with her tonight was just like it was inviting. It was attractive too. Not in a romantic sense, but it was very
Okay.
attractive to see that energy. You'd be like, oh shoot, there's a woman I would like to meet, you know. And I met her in person, so it's not even that big of a deal. But if it's someone that was a total stranger to you, and you hear that in their energy, the inflection, their voice, the inviting nature, you'd be like, oh shoot.
I mean, some people have a natural talent. They have a
Mm-hmm.
gift of captivating a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to command a room,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be a one-on-one conversation or just a group of people. They
Mm-hmm.
have that effect on people. That's a good thing. It's something that anybody can build over time with the right tutelage
Mm-hmm.
and the right people around you. But yeah, it, it's possible.
Mm-hmm. The reason why we speak about this because me and JoeyG are both podcast hosts,
Hmm.
and our energy is delivered through the podcast. Whether it's if we have some negative energy in our podcast or it's positive energy, we try to maintain the positive energy in the TruPlayaz podcast and in Beer Convo family,
Right.
despite what is being said or not. Because if we don't do that, who's going to watch the show?
Right.
So I think what happens is that in this country we seem to gravitate to the negative and not never look at the positive.
True.
People feel more comfortable seeing two people arguing over nonsense or throwing fights and shit, throwing punches and being on World Star. I
Hmm.
believe it's time to bring back the positivity, and you got to be around right minded people to bring back the positivity to life. Because
Right.
we going through a lot of shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Whether it's you know, I know it's about power of attraction, but this also it is about power of attraction. You got the Buffalo shooting, you got the shooting in Uvalde, Texas, and all that stuff. And people want to tell you, oh, we got to take the guns away, and all that stuff. How about not giving guns to 18-year-olds?
I believe it's my opinion that there should be regulations, stricter regulations to get a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Those who have a gun already, you already know you went through the training.
Mm-hmm.
So your voice is not necessary in this part. You
Mm-hmm.
went through the stages you had to at the time that you did,
Mm-hmm.
the licensing and all of that you had to go through, whether it be the gun range and going through that whole class scenario. Um, Military, prior service, service members, police officers, security guards, all of that, you understand that.
Right.
But what we're saying is those non trained individuals, those people who have mental issues
Mm-hmm.
that needed to be dealt with, the ones that would apply for the police department and not be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be accepted because of their mental health, because
Right.
of the decision making. There should be a decision making process when it comes down to the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody should own a gun,
Mm-hmm.
just like not everybody should own a dog
Mm-hmm.
or some animal.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's a pet person. They don't they don't know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a piece of property. This is something when we're talking about guns, it's a very serious thing to own a gun. You have to know the ins and outs of it. You have to know how to fire it. You have to know when to fire it. How to properly use it, how to clean it, how to
Mhm.
store it, how to stow it,
Mhm.
and how to carry it.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things that goes on with owning a gun, and I don't think that the layman that's looking at it, oh, you're taking away my rights as far as a gun owner. I don't think the layman understands that.
Mhm.
Gun owners are going overboard with it because they're scared their guns will be taken away. I
Mhm.
understand the fear. It's legitimate. I understand that. But you as a gun owner, understanding that you own your gun, would you want somebody who's non-trained to own a gun?
Mhm. No, no. But the thing is though, before we get back to power of attraction, but the thing is though, you watch these things unfold, and you realize we live in a country where people are programmed to be not. They are programmed to have lack of awareness.
Yeah,
Oh, I see a kid with an AR-15. I'm not gonna say nothing.
it depends on the ethnicity of the kid. They're going to be trained in more if it was an ethnic person than it was a person of non-color.
And again, the kid in Buffalo kills 10 black people. Right?
Hmm.
He's able to get arrested and get a trial date. Meanwhile, Eric Garner,
Hmm.
Son Lucy's unarmed,
Hmm.
gets killed.
Right.
Breonna Taylor, sleeping in
Hmm.
her house,
Hmm.
not armed, gets killed while she's sleeping.
Right.
Just to name a few. Just to name a
Hmm.
few.
And kind of
And
recapping what we've talked about in previous podcasts. But yeah, go
mhm,
ahead.
you know what I'm saying? George Floyd gets
Hmm.
choked, get a knee and behind his in the back of his head while he's already handcuffed. He's already subdued.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Same thing in the Uvalde situation. The Texas Police Department did not handle it properly. What the hell were you waiting for?
Hmm.
There were innocents in that school that was
Hmm.
taken.
Right.
Um,
Now,
uh,
I'm,
one of
I'm
the
going to say this. I'm going to say this real quick.
mhm.
I'm not. I don't mean to interrupt, but not everybody that owns a gun that wears a uniform is willing to put their life on the line in those situations.
So what
Now,
would mhm.
now you this is my argument, and it goes back to regulations on owning a gun,
Mhm.
stricter mandates as far as that's concerned. Not everybody's gonna do that.
Right.
This is not Call of Duty. We're not getting an extra life. We're not doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? We can't restart the game. We only get one. That's it.
Right.
It's well, he has it, so I got one, so I feel safe. Really?
It's like I said, it's a sad situation. It's
It is.
really it's an ugly situation, and no matter who's president, this shit ain't gonna get solved until the laws of the land is universal to everybody. Everyone's gonna be held to the same level of accountability
Right.
than anyone else, and
I think
that's when that shit will be solved.
at this point, I'm in a total agreement. It doesn't matter who you have as president. It matters what laws are being passed to change, reconfigure
Hmm.
this whole scenario.
Hmm.
It has to be done. Everybody's so scared of that change. They're so scared of that process that they're not willing to change because it's good the way it is. But
Mhm.
it's not good because we've had this since Columbine High School when we were growing up.
Mhm.
And there was probably another one after that.
I think that was in Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas, Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook. You got all that shit.
We had all of that growing up. The scenario is the same thing. We had a gunman come into the school, shoot up the kids. People got killed. Other kids survived that, were traumatized till now they are adults, have
Mhm.
to re-witness something happening to their kids or kids in their generation, their
Mhm.
younger kids' generation, go through the same scenario. What change, what reforms have been done from that point till now?
Mm.
None. They just bypassed it.
Everything's being bypassed. But I want to say one thing before we get back to this is people be like, yo, we going off subject. No, this is attraction, power of attraction. It doesn't have to. It's not romantic. It could be a situation that we had with the schooling, people handling guns. People gotta understand the energies that is being displayed throughout the world, and it's very demonic, and we gotta understand that. I'm not gonna sit there and tell people to read their Bibles. That's not the answer. I'm sorry to say that's not the answer. The answer is God may give you the words, but the answer is truly within you.
Boom.
So I don't know. You can read the Bible and you still be fake as hell. You know what I'm saying? So we have how many people do that? They preach the Bible, they talk this shit, talk about the Bible. I will follow the Bible and do the total opposite when they deal with whether it's family members or friends or just deal with people. They do the total opposite.
Right.
But in that house, in that car that they worship God in, they act like they all close to God. They found God's path.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And again, the power of attraction.
Hmm.
The power of attraction can lead to good things. It can lead to bad things as well, leading people down the wrong path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Depends on what your eyes are focused on.
hmm But I'm gonna say this:
Hmm.
when it comes to power attraction with a woman, for me, I never answered the question correctly. And now, as I was watching being trained, someone asks you, "What do you find attractive?" Well, when a female asks you, "Why do I like her?" And the thing is that it's very simple. It's the energy, is the genuine energy that she portrays to me is what attracts me to that particular female. And in my lifetime, I only had one handful of females who actually touched me that way. Handful.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a beautiful thing. And I'm a deep dude when it comes to that because you know me, bro. I'm
Hmm.
deep with shit about shit like the energies. Energies got
Yeah.
to match. Energies got to be long lasting. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And just not, in my opinion, there's not a lot of females who will actually touch me in that deep of frame.
I have to be honest with you. It depends on the state you're in also during the time. And we'll go back to when I was in high school.
hmm
There's certain people that fit the same energy level that was on my plane at that time that are not at this time because we've gone through different things. Our
hmm
energy levels are not on the same plane. It may have felt that way, like compatibility at that time, but it's not the same later on in years
hmm
where it was once attractive, now it's like polar opposites where we kind of push apart.
hmm
And it's understandable. I don't have no malice or anything about that, but it's just understanding, like you said, the law of attraction, the energies as we get older, and how that pertains in your life at this current juncture.
Gotcha. This is the beautiful. This is so I'm gonna say right now. Okay,
Hmm.
I've seen female relationship coaches um, telling you how to find a high value man. Yes, they project beautiful energy when they speak about it. But if you look at their private lives, Do they have a man of their own
Mm.
to prove what their coaching works? And I'm gonna tell you right now, 95% of them don't have a man. They want to speak and teach other women how to attract a high value man.
So the scorned woman is going to teach another woman how to reel in their trophy.
It, exactly. It's like a broke person. It's like a rich person go to a broke person. That's a broke person teach them how to be rich. And I don't mean to throw shit at anybody else. I just find
No,
it hilarious that
no,
we.
I
It's
understand that.
hilarious.
I'll give you another scenario. Another scenario is this: you
Hmm.
have a girlfriend. I'll use my wife as an example.
Hmm.
She may have a girlfriend that is close to her, and they may talk about things, and she's may have been in a relationship and it didn't work out, whatever the case may be, but she's giving advice as far as the relationship now and how she should move forward in the relationship that we're in.
Hmm.
um, I don't think that rolls over. Like, I don't think that the conversation she's trying to,
Hmm.
or the advice she's trying to give is applicable to the relationship that me and my wife have. I don't think that that's the case.
Hmm.
Like, it could be another relationship or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, if somebody was in a scorn relationship and they're trying to give advice on something that didn't work, relationship that is blossoming or a relationship that is ongoing, I don't think there's validity in that. I don't think that.
Hmm.
That's my point.
I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. But by the same token, I would love to get these high value women. Somebody, I'm gonna teach these women how to get high value men. I'm gonna teach men how to get high value people. Um, Now I'm gonna say something too. You don't need to have somebody to be high value.
No,
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. That's not me. What me and JoeyG are saying. We're
no.
speaking from a true players um, opinion. If you don't
Right.
agree, please feel free to comment on the podcast.
Oh,
You
please
can
do.
email me at trueplayerspodcast@gmail.com. And we would love to have you on the show to combat what the hell we're saying. Step up and combat on what we're saying. We'll be
And please
okay.
give me a reason to do a part two. Please.
I want to do a part two. I want to do a part two to this as we get ready to wind down on this very short podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Very short. I mean, we can still talk. We can still talk some more. You know what I'm saying? But we need,
Yeah.
you know what it is too? It's the beautiful thing. This is June 1st, right? It is officially going to be 26 more days till the fourth anniversary of the True Players podcast.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It is my hope before the year is out, me and JoeyG, Prophecy, Black Rose, we all be in the studio and with James L if he's in New York. You know what I'm saying? To be in the podcast together in the studio, busting
Definitely.
down the podcast together. You know what I'm saying? Would it have been great to have our brother Ricky Brown with us? It'd have been awesome to have him with us. But due to circumstances, he's not with us. All right? But we hope he comes back very soon. Now, going back to laws of attraction, it's a beautiful thing for me. I'm going to say when you see beautiful women who
Hmm.
portray good, honest, beautiful energy in a genuine manner. And
Hmm.
for me, that's so attractive for me. That's so attractive to me. And it's very easy to explain why, because it's genuine. And
Right.
me as a man who sees that, I have to. That's the problem with men. We seem to destroy that type of energy of a female because we're stupid and we're dumb and we think, you know, PS4 and grabbing our balls, watch ESPN and not being the man that we're supposed to be
Hmm.
is the right thing to do. Now, and I hate that this men like that actually that destroy women with that type of energy.
Hmm.
But my opinion is if I'm telling these beautiful women out there who have that great genuine energy, attractive energy, uplifting energy that just when they walk in the room, everyone's energy just perks up.
Right.
Don't allow any person to take away your shine.
Definitely.
It is up to you to make that choice to cut that out immediately. Don't let that shit linger.
Hmm.
Don't let that shit poison you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because not all men have great energy.
Nope.
And just because a man walks around with a scowl on his face doesn't mean he has bad energy either. All
Nope.
right. You gotta look at a man. A man's great energy is what he does. He keeps his word. He keeps away from doing slimy, underhanded shit just to get back at a woman. It's not a man's. It should not never be the man's acumen to be spiteful
Mm.
to a woman.
Mm.
I'm gonna repeat it one more time. It's not in a true man's acumen to be spiteful to a woman.
Mm.
Let that shit sink into you, fellas. I've been around men who are spiteful motherfuckers.
Hmm.
I've been around it.
I've been petty. I've been petty.
Hmm.
I can't say spiteful. I've been petty.
I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm using spiteful to be more professional.
No, no, no. You're good. You're good. I'm not taking
Be,
offense at all.
be professional. But you know what I'm saying? I hear guys say, "Oh, they like this person's personality. I want to get with her." But if your personality, if your energy is trash, she's not gonna look at you, and you may not see it. You may not see it yourself, but she sees it,
Hmm.
and that's why I mentioned about the spitefulness in men. That's not in our acumen, and women can smell that shit from a mile away.
You know what I like? Amanda Seales says this.
Mm-hmm.
Certain men are trash.
Mm-hmm.
It's plain and simple. Just like she says that, there are certain women that are trash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You
Mm-hmm.
just don't deal with those type of trash people. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Get them out of your life. Empty your trash can. You don't need to carry them around.
But you know what it is to a lot of women thrive. A lot of women want to. The only time they feel good is when they're in pain.
Uh, Maybe they acclimated to the pain, so that's their thing. You know what I'm saying? I I know a lot of women that are survivors.
Mm-hmm.
They're just surviving life. They do what's necessary to gain little things, little things that we know we can get ourselves. Like after we applied ourselves, we got a job, we saved, we did all the necessary things to get a car, a house, everything running in the right direction where all the bills are paid. Now we have money to travel and things like that. These women are out here doing other stuff in order to get these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? By any means, like if I'm going to be able to sleep on the couch, certain things have to be done. If I need a hotel room, I need to do this, that, and the third. Kid needs this, so I'm going to do that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It. I get what you're saying. What you're saying is right. There's no wrong with that. There's, like I was saying, there's women who go through that survival mode also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different type of energy. They may in their heart be be that person that has that right energy, but they're so in that lifestyle that they're not willing to change that. So that pain equals we need to just keep doing what we're doing because that unknown, I'm not willing to go and try to go outside of this box because this box is familiar with me. That box is not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be hurt worse in that box when I don't know what to expect. In this box, I know what I can take.
Listen, listen. I mean, energy can be displayed in many different ways, and people need to understand
Hmm.
that. If someone, let's just say you used to date somebody, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or you got your girlfriend with you,
Mm.
and they may not like I'm not saying they like. They're not. I would say like or feel what you're doing. Maybe what you're doing as a business is not their cup of tea, but
Right.
they show up and give support. That is
Okay.
great energy for
That
me.
is
That's
great
great
energy.
energy because
Hmm.
it shows a supportive nature or nurturing nature of somebody who wants to make sure their partner is good. They want to show the
Right.
support to uplift their partner. How does it look if you have a business, you try to do a presentation or you're trying to expand your business and that significant other is not there to support you? You know what I'm saying? How does that look? They don't look too good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by the power of attraction. You got to learn how to. If you present yourself in a proper manner, you're going to attract the right people.
True.
You're going to attract the right energy.
True. And know who to bring in and who to keep out.
Exactly.
You have to
Exactly.
learn that. You have to learn that.
Hmm.
That was a major thing. In order for me to mature in the way that I have over the years, it took me leaving certain circles in order to get to this spot. It wasn't easy, and I
Hmm.
know people still have feelings about me leaving out the circle, but in order for me to progress, I had to make the moves. But now that I've made the moves, I've watched, and other people are making the moves also.
Hmm.
The ones that understood. Why? Because they're probably married, they probably have kids, and they
Hmm.
understand the progression that needs to be done.
Hmm.
You can't be the same way all the time. You can't live in that past and just remain there. You're gonna have to evolve some kind of way. Even if you didn't get married, if you didn't have kids, you're gonna have to evolve over time.
Hmm. I'm saying that's what's up. That's what's up. And the thing is, as we start to wrap up the podcast, ladies and
Hmm.
gentlemen, we're going to wrap up the podcast real soon. Um, Something that one of my parents, one of my parents have told me, and I always talk about this man because he's one half of my creator, one half of my creator. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And this man was a very popular man in his time, but he always kept his circle small.
Yeah.
This is one reason. He said, if this is what he says, if my closest people, if my blood snitch, either snitch or dry snitch on me, they can't be around me. If my friends stitch or dry stitch on me, they're not in my circle.
Hmm.
If my friend or my family keeps me from progressing, they're not in my circle either.
Right.
I want to ride with cats. We're gonna progress together. We're gonna win together. And my father, had five best friends. Five.
Hmm.
One is my sister's godfather, who
Hmm.
passed away a few years ago. One of his closest friends.
Hmm.
Another friend. My father baptized his son. You know what I'm saying? And he always kept his circle small. Reason being is when you have one person throw that doesn't fit that energy, it throws everything off.
It does.
It just takes one.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? So I tell people each and every day, if you're not invited into one group, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal. It's not because they think that your energy messes them up. Probably their energy messes you up.
Yep. Don't force your way into something you shouldn't be in.
No, let them have their cake and rock with it, and say good
Right.
luck. You know what I'm saying? No more shots taken, no more subs, none of that shit no more. Well, we can take those shots. We can take those shots. You know, we can take those shots, but no shots taken. It is what it is. We move on.
Right.
We're all grown ass adults. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Mm.
But am I gonna sit there and break bread with you? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. But at this point, I'm about progressing
Hmm.
and I'm being around the right environment for me and my future and all that stuff for me to prosper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Okay.
about to embark
Uh,
on something big soon. So I gotta change my mindset a little bit to now focus on that other situation that I have right now.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? So
I
shout out
mean,
to my
the people that we've had in our lives and how we've transitioned from our high school days till now,
hmm
there's a smaller amount of people that are in our circles. There's a smaller amount of people willing to reach out. There's smaller people um, with interest like they had been back then
hmm
to want to be involved as far as your progression
hmm
moving forward.
hmm
Um, ev- even on Beer Convo and Family, we had guests from our high school join um, and come to the realization that everybody has gone through different situations in their lives.
hmm
Everybody's reacting to different situations in their lives differently.
hmm
As we progress forward, there's certain people that emotionally have matured to a point where there's understanding of self, where they understand this is me, this is my fault,
hmm
and there's the other understanding of, well, it's not me, it's y'all. And that's another part of the attraction that you're talking about. When we're talking about energies, when we talk about those energies, we have different phases in our lives where we have to get through, emotional levels that we have to grow in,
hmm
the stuff that we go through in our lives. Either they are learning tools
hmm
for us to grow, or they're recessive points where we go back in time and we fall back into that little thing where this was working for me, so I'm not ready to move forward, so I'll stay here because it's comfortable
Right.
type deals. Or we could just sit there and play the numbers game and be like, no, it's your fault.
hmm
We could do that. We could do that all day. But as we age, and I know I'm 5 years away from the big 5-0, the big 5-0, but I understand that the mentality that I had back then is not going to work right now. I understand that I have to be accountable for understanding the way I feel and not projecting it on somebody else.
hmm
Not saying you're the issue when I haven't looked at myself to see if I was the trigger.
hmm
I was holding the gun, pointing it at you with my finger on the trigger,
hmm
saying you're the issue after I pulled the trigger.
hmm The thing is too, bro. The thing is too, bro. Two things. Don't fire the gun if you're not ready to take the shot back.
I mean, that's another thing. That's another thing. But like I was saying, it's more an emotional understanding of self. Because if you know in that situation, if you know my anger is getting the best of me, I'm not rationally thinking this situation through the way it's supposed to be. I know I'm in a safe environment where these people are not judging me,
Mm-hmm.
that we can have a conversation back and forth. Why am I projecting that energy? I shouldn't be projecting energy. Going back to emotional states, law of attraction, baby steps, my friends, baby steps.
Listen, as we're gonna wrap up the podcast, bro, I'm
Hmm.
typing into the chat. There will be a part 2 to this.
Hmm.
If you want to join us for the part 2, please hit me up on True Players Podcast at gmail.com. That's it.
Yeah.
It's in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. It is in the goddamn comments.
The motherfucking comments.
We will set up a time for us to discuss this even further. And I'm gonna say one final thing, in which, being old, you forget shit. But like I said, don't be upset if a crowd don't want you, if a clique don't want you to be in their clique. You could always form your own clique.
Hmm.
Okay, not exactly. I don't form cliques. I'm a person. Everybody's invited as long as you are genuine and you respect everybody that's in that forum.
Hmm.
Leave the ego at the door. You can pick up your ego when you walk out of my vicinity. But when you come into my vicinity, leave your ego at the fucking door. We don't want it
Okay.
here. We don't care for it here. That's toxic and that's cancerous. We don't deal with that stuff in
Hmm.
the island of TruPlayaz podcast, the island of Dominic, the island of JoeyG. We don't deal with that energy. We don't want it. We don't need it. So another thing too, bro, as we before we head out, people operate in the sense of comfort, but not realizing that operating with the sense of comfort means you're in the status quo.
Right.
So, it, to those people who want to live in comfort, do you want to live your life, the rest of your life, in the status quo, or you want to try to progress? Because the only way
Hmm.
you can progress is to be uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Only being uncomfortable will make you grow.
Hmm. Because you're going to be thinking of ways to get out of the incomfortability or the
Exactly.
uncomfortability. There's
Exactly.
nobody that's uncomfortable. Is like, I'm sleeping in this mattress that is really, I shouldn't be sleeping in. It's so uncomfortable. I'm just gonna try to find a way to continue sleeping in this mattress. No, you're gonna try to find another fucking mattress because that shit's uncomfortable and you don't want to sleep on it anymore.
Exactly.
Same thing that works in life. You're gonna find a way. If it's uncomfortable, you're gonna find another way. Whether it be a job, whether it be a relationship, Will, Jada, just
Hmm.
saying. Not my business, but I I understand that people get into relationships that are of comfort and they fall into that situation where they want to make it work, but
Hmm.
odds are may not be a comfortable situation. I'm not in it, so I can't speak on their relationship, but
Right.
I know that you can work through it,
Hmm. You can work around
but you
it.
you can work around it, or you could just divorce and get through that shit. Like what's his name? Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Oh! I didn't want to talk about it today on this podcast. I want to wait. I want to have our friend Risk be join us on the podcast for this one. But I
Listen,
must.
all I
I
want to
must.
say is the rum is not gone. He's getting that shit back.
Let me tell you something. Each time they play Aquaman, mind you, remember one thing. I posted on Facebook on the several posts. Each time
Listen,
Aquaman is showing on HBO or Cinemax or Stars, whatever it has been showing that. 21 Jump Street. Shout out to Johnny Depp.
Listen, every time I see it from now
Royalties.
on, listen,
Royalties. Her
every
royalties going
time
to him.
every time I see Aquaman from this point on, I'm gonna think of Jason Momoa in the courtroom with his testimony about a brown fish that didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It was Amber's turd. Ah!
And I feel bad too. That Amber Heard is a bad bitch though. I like her in Aquaman though.
I mean, in the movie, okay, I could see that. Outside of the movie, I mean, we're talking about the Cosby situation to me.
She's dangerous. She's dangerous. She's dangerous. But like I said, that's gonna be for another podcast. We're gonna record that shit. We gotta get the female perspective on that. Because a lot of females are backing up Johnny Depp, backing him up.
Well, this is the first time that we've actually seen a domestic abuse case that was
Switch.
It was a role. Yeah, it was a role reversal that was actually documented, and he actually won. Like he didn't plead his case. He presented his case. Like this shit was going on. I dealt with it. That's the only reason we were together for this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
In the courtroom, there was a lot of questionable shit that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
With her sniffing of the nose and some foreign subject she was putting in her nose. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in that courtroom that I was just like, what is going on? Is this a reality TV show, or are we watching a real live courtroom situation going on?
Yo, bro, let's save that for another podcast, my man. We got a lot to talk about with regards to that situation. We're going to talk about that situation. And there was another situation I wanted to speak of. Oh, yeah, I want to speak about the Deshaun Watson situation, the Cleveland Browns quarterback who now has one more female in the civil lawsuit against him. Which, bro, I think the Me Too movement is a good thing for women because there's a lot of atrocities have been happening to women, whether it was in Hollywood or other spaces. But now people are using the Me Too movement. Now they're abusing that shit now.
Just like anything else, though, it's nothing new. I mean, the Me Too movement is foreshadowed by women, and there's nothing wrong with that. Women have gone through situations, and everything like that. But there's also males that's gone through stuff too. So one is overshadowing the other, just like we have the LGBT community and their situation where black transgender are being killed, and the other parts are not really speaking on that as much. There's just discrimination within that also. So, I mean, across the board is basically what I'm getting at.
Well, that's another episode for another podcast. Listen, we do the next podcast. We go sit there and talk about it. We're going to talk about Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, Deshaun Watson, and his 23 women who have a civil suit against them. We're going to talk about transgender people in athletics. We need to talk about that shit too.
I brought this to the table. I brought this to the table when we were talking about UFC fighters. It started with the UFC fighters, and I was just like, that is so, like, you can't do that.
It's unfair.
It's unfair. It's biased. They need their own category, just like, I won't say like the women's NBA. I won't say like that, but
nah, bro. They need.
You need
no.
You need that type of structure, is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to segregate you from the sport altogether. I'm just saying you need your own segment.
The level playing field, bro. Because you have a transgender woman who's fighting a regular woman. How many times did the regular woman get her skull broken?
Right.
Come on, man.
It's not level.
It's not safe. It's not safe, man.
It's not level. A woman could take more pain than a man, That's scientifically proven. But a man can deal more damage.
Mm-hmm.
A man can deal more damage.
Shoot, let's not ruin our next episode, our next few episodes, bro.
I'm not. I'm giving you a taste.
We give you a taste.
Y'all want to see? Y'all know what it is.
We give you guys a taste. Maybe we have Prophecy and Black Rose on that podcast as well. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
I got drinks. I got drinks. You never break drinks.
We got drinks. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, me and JoeyG, we're going to sign off on this podcast. You can listen to this podcast on Anchor, iHeart Radio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Patreon as well, and also listen to JoeyG Radio as well. Yep. So, on that note, for me and JoeyG, if JoeyG want to say goodbye to the people, I'm going to do that, and then we're going to sign off on the podcast.
You know, I say goodbye to the people, but this is not farewell. This is only goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Until then, see you till next time.
Till the next episode. I'll at you people. Peace.
Peace.
Get brighter and bring it down hard. Someday.
What are you doing?
Dance off.